What is going on, everybody? Michael.Beveraggi here with you to experience, emphasis on experience, this brand new Beyoncé album titled Cowboy Carter, highly anticipated. There was the Super Bowl commercial, and then there was the cowboy hat, the Grammys, and yeah, we've gotten to the point where we've received this full 27 track album. I want to say that one more time. 27 track album. Now, a lot of these tracks are short, like a few of them are kind of interlude-ish vibes. It's still like a pretty long runtime overall. So brace yourselves, sit in, buckle up, grab a snack, whatever you're comfortable with, just get comfy. We're gonna be here for a while. My videos tend to run kind of long in general, so if you're new here, warning, I'm stuck between wanting to keep this intro short because this is gonna be such a long video already. It's such a long album and a lot of songs for us to get through here. The other side of me is like, well, this is Beyonce. This is incredibly important. You know, you gotta say some things at the start here to sort of warm us up for this album, because honestly, that's the biggest realization I've had listening to Beyonce music recently. I've had this channel for 3 years now, and I feel like our Beyonce journey, certainly my Beyonce journey with all of you guys that are joining me for that, feels like it's really just starting. You know, we've listened to Renaissance together. We've very recently listened to Lemonade and Four together. And that's all I've got in my Beyonce listening lifetime experience, is just those couple albums there. And the immediate realization as a listener and as a human being actively living in this current world that we live in is that this is more than an artist. This is just an incredibly important human being, and this artist's music is incredibly important. Jumping into this album, Cowboy Carter, knowing the very little that I do know about what we could be getting ourselves into here, obviously you can't not think of Renaissance, because this is an entire act, right? There's 3 parts, and this is the second part. And the first part, Renaissance, being a reclamation of black dance music, paying homage to the black queer pioneers of the genre. I feel like this album's gonna do a lot of the same. Obviously for the country genre. And to just continue to be able to leave that kind of impact as an artist, it's just unparalleled, man. Like it's so much more than like your classic artist making music for people to vibe out to. Like Beyonce's making music that's sourced from history and gives history lessons and paves the way for our future leaders and people and artists that are being inspired by Beyonce to be future leaders like Beyonce is herself. So, all right, guys, let's jump into the album. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. No more stalling. As always, my full uncut reaction to this album, no cuts. That version of my reaction is on Patreon. The link's in the description down below if you are interested in checking that out and at the same time supporting me and the channel. That's also where we watched Lemonade, where I reacted to Lemonade for the first time. That's something I could never put on YouTube, obviously, for copyright reasons. I have plans upcoming very soon here over there on Patreon to watch Dreamgirls for the first time. I've never seen that film. And also the next album coming up for Beyonce is the self-titled, which apparently is also, it has visuals attached to it up and down, which is just great. Like Beyonce with visuals. It's just, all right, guys, are we ready? Are we strapped up? It's Cowboy Carter time. Let's do it. I'm listening to this album a couple days late. I wasn't able to put enough time aside. I've been itching. I've wanted to listen to this so bad. We're finally here. I've been able to sit down and do it, and I've avoided all spoilers. I haven't seen like reviews, reactions, people talking about favorites, least favorites, etc., all that stuff. I don't know shit about shit. So this is all completely fresh to me. We are going to jump into it now. Let's do it. American Requiem, track 1. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. All right, let's shake that off. Let's do this.
Nothing really is, but things to stay the same, they have to change again. You change your name, but not the ways you play. Pretend American Requiem. The big ideas, yeah, are buried here.
Oh my goodness. Really powerful start, and there's like this church organ going on. You have the amen, obviously, and Requiem has a double meaning. It's like it's a religious word for rest or final rest or something along those lines, and non-religiously it means remembering or a remembrance of some sort. I feel like we're playing on both of the definitions here, because we're definitely leading into the religious meaning. If we're just saying like the rest of America, like the rest of America, like we're putting the America we know to rest, because there's a lot of fucking problems with America, and Beyonce, I feel like, is addressing that when we say like things have to change again. Hello, my old friend, this old version of America, you have to change your name, but not the ways you play pretend. Another really like powerful line when we talk about America and its ideologies and all the holes and issues that are going on with America. Certainly, we know Beyonce is going to be addressing racism on this project. That's one thing I gathered when it came to the Instagram post, that she had a lot to say. I forgot like the word for word of what she said, but obviously the big takeaway was at the end of it when she said, this is not a country album, this is a Beyonce album. But yeah, it was about like not being accepted and all that, right? Just speaking to a lot of that here. Also, what this leaps out at me right away is the backlash to the album cover, right? With the flag that wasn't even fully pictured. I feel like she's speaking to that right away. That's being addressed right away. So for anyone that had those concerns going in, it's addressed right away. Like, I'm addressing the issues with America. There's a reason the flag wasn't fully in the frame on the album cover.
There's a lot of talking going on while I sing my song.
It's my bad. That's my bad, Beyonce. I want you to shut the fuck up now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Look at there now. Look at there. Look at there. Can we stay for something?
Yes.
Now is the time to face the wind. Covered in peace and love, y'all. Salted tears beyond my gaze. Can you stand me?
I feel like she had a lot of fun with this one vocally, man. I know she said there's a lot of talking going on, so now I feel the need to shut the fuck up. My bad, Beyonce. My bad. I bow down to you. I feel like you're having a lot of fun vocally. I feel like some stuff vocally is going on that I haven't heard from you before in just a couple albums I've listened to from you, and I feel like that's what embracing and, you know, reclaiming this genre allows you to do, right? Have some fucking fun. It makes me think of Act 3 already also.
Look at there, look at there. Look at
That she's having so much fun. Damn. That's right. That's right. That's right. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it, man. I don't want to stop this because the vocals, man, the fucking vocals on this track. It's time to stand for something. It's not the time to pretend. It's the time. It is the time to let love in on a track called American Requiem. I mean, talk about it, Beyonce.
I used to say I spoke to country. Then the rejection came, said I wasn't country enough. Said I wouldn't saddle up. But if that ain't country, tell me what is.
I was talking before about the post that she made, right? And not feeling accepted, and that it kind of addresses that. I mean, used to say she's like, that feels like it's even deeper rooted to like further in her existence, like when she was much younger, and she was talking about not being accepted as far as like I was told by another a huge Beyonce fan that's addressing an award show. That post that she made that she was at, that she was in an award show, didn't feel accepted. It was a country music award show, didn't feel accepted, and that led to like a lot of the creation of this album, right? And again, that reclamation and digging deep into her roots about where country music comes from and putting her, you know, embracing that. And I feel like we're addressing another version of herself that wasn't accepted. She says, they said, I spoke to country. Well, how are you going to tell me that I speak to country? Like, I fucking am country. What are you talking about? And then the rejection came, said I wasn't country enough. So, like, imagine just, like, the identity crisis at that point. I mean, first of all, you're dealing with racism. On top of that, you're having an identity crisis because who you are, you're being told that you can't be that way. And then, like, to have that crisis going on at what I assume is a really young age, to grow up and come to the point where you make this album. It's just got to be so fucking cathartic in a way for Beyonce. We get rid of those friends.
I am the one that cleansed me of my father's sins. American Requiem.
Yo, this.
Them big ideas, yeah. I'm buried here, yeah.
Bring that back. I'm not a churchgoer. I'm just not. It's just not me. But that song, that song might get me to church. I'm gonna keep it real. That song might pull me back into the church. I almost forgot that she did that part of the song earlier on in the song, because the song goes to so many different places. The song is such a ride. It's a journey, and it literally becomes a journey at the end when you kind of go through the journey of Beyonce's life, where she's from and her roots and all that, and then she brings back them big ideas are buried here. Just the way she's like the harmonies on that, and the fun she had vocally, and just how much this song means. Again, the importance of this song. I'm not sure we're gonna get a more important song than this, but it makes so much sense leading off the album, kick you right off like, hey, this is why I made this fucking album. This is why I made this album. American Requiem is all you gotta listen to. All right, we gotta keep going. Like I said, this is gonna be a long ride. We're just starting, and I just spent like 10 minutes on this first song. Blackbird. So I do know that there's 2 covers on here. Blackbird is a Beatles song, right? And I'm pretty sure that's in the credits. Yeah, Paul McCartney. John Lennon and Paul McCartney are the writers on this. And then there's the Jolene. I say the Jolene because I'm not familiar with these songs. Jolene, I kind of know, but I don't think I've actually ever sat like and listened to the song in full. Like, I don't really know. Like, I think I know what it's about more so than I know the song itself. Blackbird, I have no idea what that song is. What we're gonna do, even though we already have a million tracks to listen to, is we're gonna listen to the original versions of these songs, because again, Beyonce is so intentional, and so I want to know why she chose these songs to cover, or at least come to my own conclusion best I can after having listened to the original version and then Beyonce's version. So that's what we're going to do here. So we are going to search here for Blackbird. Let's check out Blackbird by the Beatles. So first, I Want to Hold Your Hand. That song's a banger. Hey Jude. I think those are the only 2 songs I can think of at the top of my head that the Beatles have made. I'm sure there's other songs that they've made that if I heard, I'd be like, oh, I know that song. This might be that. We'll see when we start playing.
Birds singing in the dead of night. Learn to fly. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
I love the guitar on this. This is gonna, when Beyonce, because I'm already like these lyrics, it makes so much sense that Beyonce sang this song. That Beyonce, again, I knew the covers were going to be intentional. They weren't going to be covers just for the sake of covers, right? Like, all your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. That's going to hit hard when coming from Beyonce's voice. Is that a Blackbird?
All your life.
Assuming Beyonce keeps the lyrics the same, like you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. I'm talking about a lifetime of, or youth certainly, of suppression, but then you grow older, you're at that award show, they tell you you don't belong here, essentially. Like, that's the body language anyway. You're not feeling welcomed. Meanwhile, like, those are your roots to begin with. So what's going on here? And to reach the point where we're making this entire project like based in our roots, like, yeah, like, this is my moment. Like, the fact that I just can't. There had to have been some real emotions going on in those studio sessions making these songs and covering these songs too. Let's get back to Beyonce's Blackbird, which I'm not sure I'm ready for.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the
You hear the harmony? They don't need the bird. She's the bird.
dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Learn to fly, learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise.
There's so much behind this, man, and I already talked about it, but this is such an emotional moment, and I can't imagine what Beyonce was feeling singing this song and feeling this song, because this song it could have been written by Beyonce, right? Like this exists here as a cover on this album for a very specific purpose, and I'm so glad it's here. I mean, just, you don't need the Blackbird noises again because she's the Blackbird in this song. Fuck, man, that one got me. Okay, there were different vocals in here. Hannah, Adele, Brittany Spencer, Tiara Kennedy, Raina Roberts. So Beyonce obviously invited other vocalists onto, other artists onto this track. I'm assuming these are artists that share some of the feelings that Beyonce shares as far as the Blackbird lyrics and tone of the song and what the song means and represents. You guys let me know if you would. I'd really appreciate that. 16 Carriages, I have heard. That video's on Patreon already in full, so you can check that out. All right, Protector. 16 Carriages, like I spoke about it pretty much at length when I listened to it for the first time. I will say, when I listened to 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em, how in the world was I supposed to like pick one over the other? They were so entirely different. But 16 Carriages got me as excited for this album as anything could have. Not only because it was like a slower, just beautifully sung song, it felt so personal. I feel like it really, really paved the way for what this album is going to end up being and has been so far, just a couple tracks in. All right, Protector, Beyonce, and Rumi Carter. Is that somebody in her family?
Mom, can I hear the lullaby, please?
Can I hear the lullaby, please? Is Rumi like one of her children? This is Beyonce's daughter. Good to know. I'm glad I looked that up. It's important.
I know someday you're gonna shine on your own. I will be your projector.
I'll shine for you. You're gonna shine on your own, but I'll still shine for you.
I picked right off a given tree. I gave water to the soil, and now it feeds me. A-Y, shaded underneath it all. I feel proud of who I am because you need me. Yeah. And now I lead you down that road if you lose your way. Born to be a protector.
Man, I gave water to the soil, now it feeds me. There you are, shaded underneath it all, the shaded line, implying potentially Beyonce being like a tree and therefore like continuing to nurture Rumi. Was it Rumi? Yeah, Rumi in this case. This is just the ultimate song about being a mother.
There's a long line of hands carrying your name. Lifting you up.
I love that. This long line of hands carrying your name. The album's called Cowboy Carter. She's the lineage, man. It's so important, and that's why this project exists.
Be raised, even though I know someday you're gonna shine on your own.
Lifting you up so you will be raised. Very Lion King imagery, which I know Beyonce's a part of that film and soundtrack.
Okay.
Can you imagine being Rumi Carter and like when you grow up? Dude, this album is gonna go down in history, right? This whole era, these acts, Act 1, 2, and 3, it's gonna go down, and the level of importance of these albums cannot be overstated, I should say. Growing up as Rumi Carter, and these albums are gonna exist in history, and years later, you throw them on, and you've got a Protector that's all about you. Like, it's just, this is you. You're not only are you on it, obviously, so you getting them checks as well. Don't forget about that. Like, you got the official credit, but it's just such an important song for you personally, as well as like in the history of music. I have goosebumps, man. I really have goosebumps, like up and down all over the place. And there's so much more to go. So much more to go. All right, My Rose, track 5.
Have you let yourself get? How many times have you let yourself get you down? Let yourself get you down, my dear. So many roses, but none to be picked without thorns. So be fond of your flaws, dear.
Hey, man. Again, it feels very directed at her children. But like, in general, there's so many people that can listen to a song like this, and it's very short. It's an interlude. I feel like that's intentional. It's obviously intentional, but when you talk about like the previous song being so specifically dedicated to her child, we're keeping that sentiment going. But again, it's also universally relatable because, you know, the whole concept of roses and having thorns, and we've all got like our own thorns, but we're at the same time, we're still a rose. But be fond of the flaws, like the thorns, like embrace them. You know, it's okay that you have them. Everyone else has got them, but we're still fucking roses at the end of the day. Don't get it twisted. All right? You're fucking beautiful. All right. That was really short, really quick. We're going to move on to Smoke Hour Willie Nelson, which is another really, really less than a minute. It's the radio.
Why can't you be true? Come on, baby, it's time to rock.
Oh, they're lighting up. It's Willie Nelson. You gotta light up, right?
Welcome to the Smoke Hour on KNTRY Radio, Texas. You know my name. No need to know yours. Now, for this next tune, I want y'all to sit back, inhale, and go to that good place your mind likes to wander off to. And if you don't want to go find yourself a jukebox. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, the next song's Texas Hold'em? Yo, that's perfect. That's the perfect transition. Holy fuck. I wasn't looking. I'm so locked into these tracks, track by track. I have no idea what's going. Usually I'm looking a little bit ahead, and I'm not doing that at all with this album. It's every track's just so important. Everything's so important. I'm probably going to use the word important. Take a shot every time I say important in this video. I did not realize Texas Hold'em was next. That Smoke Hour going into Texas Hold'em is sick. Because, I mean, there's just, Texas Hold'em is like this just straight country fucking jam. You see everybody using that song and like their TikToks and their little dances, and I've been seeing all of them, and they're great. Like, all of them make me smile so much. Like, the song is just giving and sending and spreading happiness to everybody that comes across it, which is a beautiful thing. And I think it's like, I think it gave her number one. I think she was the first Black woman to have a country number one hit in like the Hot 100 or something like that. I know she got number one in some sort of chart and was the first Black woman to have that. It's just very significant. And to have Willie Nelson, who's just a country legend, right, kind of have like the album's prelude, like intro to Texas Hold'em is just really cool. And he said like too, like, and if you don't want, if you're not trying to like vibe to none of this shit, then you go grab your jukebox, you know, because that's fine too. Whatever. That was cool. And then the little intros with the station to station, that was fun. All right. So yeah, we've heard Texas Hold'em. Again, those of y'all on Patreon, that reaction exists. Just search it up. All right, Bodyguard, track 8.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What? It's different.
So sweet. I give you kisses in the backseat. I whisper secrets in the backbeat. You make me cry, you make me happy. Happy. Been hurting, but it's happy hour.
I love when she sings. I think this is my favorite track so far. This one, which is crazy because like 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em and American Requiem is one I need to go back to because my goodness, there's so much left and it's already so great. All right. That might be my favorite. Again, I don't. This every song is elite. I'm not counting my like these 50-second songs. This next one's 22 seconds. There's this. I'm looking ahead for the first time. There's a Smoke Hour 2. So is that gonna have Willie Nelson as well? It does have Willie Nelson as well. Probably an intro for Just for Fun. There's so many collaborations on here. I didn't even realize how many collabs until I started looking ahead here a little bit. I knew about Miley and I knew about Post Malone. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this album. This is amazing so far. I was thinking like Bodyguard, like man, she could have released this instead of Texas Hold'em, and I feel like it would have been like a huge country smash. And then she could have released Texas. Texas Hold'em had to be released at some point because it's just excellence in country. All right, Dolly P is track 9, and Dolly Parton's on it, and that goes into Jolene. So we're gonna listen to this intro here, and then we're gonna listen to the original Jolene by Dolly, and then we're gonna listen to the cover of Jolene by Beyoncé.
Hey, Miss Honeybee, it's Dolly P. You know that hussy with the good hair you sing about? Reminded me of someone I knew back when. Except she has flaming locks of auburn hair. Bless her heart. Just a hair of a different color, but it hurts just the same.
Wait. Are we talking about Jolene? Wait, she said,
Hey, Miss Honeybee, it's...
Oh, she's talking about Becky with the good hair? That's awesome. That's so fucking funny. All right. That didn't click until I finished here. All right, let's go to let's listen to Jolene. I've never sat and listened to Jolene before. I know like Jolene, something like that, right? I get the idea of what it sounds like, but I've never sat and listened to it. So let's do that now. And here we go. 1974. That's crazy.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene.
Hey, Dolly Parton had the pen like that? I know I'm going to get so much judgment because I've never actually listened to a Dolly Parton song before. My bad. I know I'm sleeping on these legends for sure. I admit that. I did not know that Dolly had the pen like this. This is pen. Also, I said before, I kind of know what the song's about just because it like is a historical song, right? But never actually listened to it. I just kind of knew what it sounded like. I didn't realize, I don't know the lyrics at all until I'm listening to it now. I didn't realize she was so nice. I knew it was about Jolene taking Dolly's man. That's kind of all I knew. But like now that Dolly's singing, Dolly's so nice. It's like she's like desperate to not have her man taken. She's like, please, I'm begging you. You're so beyond me. I can't even compete. Please don't. Which is like, not how I would imagine that a song about having your man stolen being sung. I would imagine like you'd be a bit more upset, but Dolly's just like more desperate in this situation, which is interesting.
Now you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene. Jolene.
I could easily understand.
Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
It's a great song. It's a really great song.
You could have your choice of men, but I could never love again. He's the only one for me, Jolene. My happiness depends on you and whatever you decide to do, Jolene.
It's all up to you. Like, I have no control in this situation. Whatever you say, Jolene, you can have whoever you want, and this is the only person that I'm capable of loving because they're the only one for me. But if you take them, you take them. I got no control over it, but I'm begging you not to. That was so good. All right, that was so good. I'm feeling Dolly so much that I'm throwing this out there. Who wants the Dolly Parton album reaction? Let me know, and it'll happen. That's how this shit works. All right, let's go back. That was great. I can't believe I've never actually sat and listened to that song. Now we're gonna listen to Beyonce's Jolene. I can't imagine, I can't imagine. I'm scared to press play because I literally can't imagine Beyonce singing the song the way Dolly did. But hey, we'll see.
Jolene, 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 I'm warning you, don't come for my man.
Yeah, key change there, yeah.
It takes more than beauty and seductive stares to come between a family and a happy man. Jolene, I know I'm into the games you play and nothing new, so you don't want no heat with me, Jolene.
You don't want the smoke, Jolene.
For 20 years, I raised that man, I raised his kids. I know my man better than he knows himself.
Hey, man, that's crazy because I know that her man is older than her by a pretty good amount. So to say I raised that man, she's saying, like, when I met him, even though he was older than me, he was on some childish bullshit. He was on some bullshit, and I raised him. And now he's got his shit together, and he's happy, and we're happy, and that's the key, right? Because, like, she says, beauty, it takes more than beauty and seductive stares. Well, sometimes that's all it takes, because these guys out here are pretty weak, right? Like, the flesh is weak. But she says to come between a family and a happy man. My man's happy, and that's the difference. It's going to take more than that to come between us. The lyric, it's everything. As soon as I clicked the lyrics and she started singing, and I saw the "I'm warning you," as opposed to I'm guessing that's the difference between begging. She just swapped begging for warning. That changes the song, the entire song. And then obviously, like, there's more specificity to Beyonce's life in here with other lyrics. Just everything. It's everything. The changes on here are everything. And you still, the instrumentals, the set, you're still paying the respect to Dolly at the same time. It's not so different where, like, we're not still paying homage to this country goddess.
I know I'm a queen, Jolene. I'm still a Creole banjo bitch from Louisiana.
Don't try me.
Don't try me. Cause I hate to have to act a fool. Your peace depends on how you move, Jolene.
Just the best choices in changes. The song is so different, but at the same time it's the same, if that makes any sense, you know, because the melody's the same, the guitar riff is in general the same. There's some more additions, yeah, but we don't change that acoustic riff going on, and the melody stays the same. Beyonce just changes a lot of the lyrics, but it still feels like Jolene, but like Beyonce's version. No, it's not gonna happen version, while Dolly's is the please, I'm begging you, like, this might happen, and if it does, I'm fucked. That was everything. Okay, I didn't expect that, but I kind of, like, after the Dolly Parton version, the OG version, I was in my head, I was like, there's no way Beyonce sings this song the way that it is. And yeah, it's good to have, like, that itch rubbed out. All right, Daughter, track 11.
Your bloodstains on my custom couture. Bathroom attendant let me right in. She was a big fan. They keep saying that ain't nothing like my father, but I'm the furthest thing from quiet boys and altars. If you cross me, I'm just like my father. I am colder than Titanic water. Help me, Lord.
Hey, that water, spoiler alert for Titanic. Skip 10 seconds right now. That Titanic water killed my boy Leo, Jack Dawson. He died in that Titanic water. Controversial. There was enough space, in my opinion, on the door, whatever the hell they were floating on. But hey, whatever. I'll live, maybe. It's cold-ass water. It's cold-ass water. She's colder than.
Did my best impression of a damsel in distress. This alcohol and smell of regret, I lowered my cash.
There's a lot going on in this song.
How long can he hold his breath before his death?
What is happening? Opera Beyonce? Oh, her voice.
Help me, Lord, from these fantasies. Sing and stained glass symphonies. Cleanse me, Holy Trinity, from this marijuana smoke smell in my head.
I don't think there's any song on this album so far. What is this, track 12? It's track 11. I don't think there's any song on this album so far that I'm more excited to come back to and re-listen to multiple times. Not only for like the lyrical onslaught, there's so much going on here. I mean, it starts out with some kind of fight. Maybe if I knew more about Beyonce's life, I might understand the context, but clearly there was some sort of fight in a bathroom. And whenever there's a bathroom attendant, you know you're living large, right? Beyonce got right in because they were a fan of hers, apparently, and she got down to business, and there was a little bit of a fight. Ripped your dress, now you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do. They say I'm not like my father, but hey, I'm the furthest thing from choir boys and altars. And Beyonce, you know, Beyonce's talked in the past, and thankfully I had the limited listening experience I do have with Beyonce. Like, for her to talk about the specific differences between her and her father, but at the same time, she's like talking about growing up in the church and living that lifestyle, but at the same time, she still has a bit of her father in her where she will fuck you up. She says it like, if you cross me, then I become my father. That's where the snap happens and I become him. That's where we have common ground. I'm the colder than Titanic water I talked about. It's cold as fuck. I don't fellowship with these fake ones. Consistent with earlier on in the album, she talked about not messing with these fair weather friends. Let's travel to Whitechapels and sing hymns, hold rosaries and singing to stained glass symphonies. That again sounds more like the Beyonce that grew up against her father, like not like her father, like in the, you know, like in the church again and going about things probably the way that her mother more so envisioned for her. But then again, like it's the dichotomy of everything where snap and she'll be like her father if you cross her. This whole part right here really fucks me up a little bit because it's like I did my best impression of a damsel in distress. This alcohol and smell of regret allured my catch. So I was pretending to be like a damsel in distress. I had like a catch in my eyes, like I was trying to lure somebody and catch them. How long can he hold his breath before his death? Makes me think of that Titanic line again, like she either drowned them or smothered them to death. Like she killed somebody here, so she fucked up a girl and a guy in this song. I feel like though that's why like I'm so excited to go back and listen to this song again, because you have her fucking up a girl, fucking up a guy. She's just fucking people up, and a lot of the point of it is I have a lot of my father in me, so don't get it twisted. Despite whatever, you know, the people might think of me and my family or whatever it is. And then not to mention this opera part, cool part of the song to just start going into opera after everything you've been talking about. It's like very it's a little psychotic in like a really cool way, a very alluring way. And it makes the track really stand out. The opera part especially, not even like the lyrics especially make it stand out, but the opera part makes it stand out that much more. And that makes it a song that like I can't wait to go back to and re-listen to multiple times. All right, so next we're gonna go to Spaghettii. Whew, what a ride we're on. Beyonce, Linda Martell, Shabuzi. Okay, I don't know who those people are. Spaghettii, when I see Spaghettii, the first thing I think of is Spaghettii Western. We're in a country album, right? And American themes. Right? So that's why I think of Spaghettii Western. It's like old country, it's Western style films. Think like Quentin Tarantino. So yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Genres are a funny little concept, aren't they? Yes, they are.
That Beyonce Virgo shit.
In theory, they have a simple definition that's easy to understand. But in practice, well, some may feel confined.
I swear for
The snap of my fingers, I'm thanos. And I'm still on your head, cornrows. They call me the captain, the catwalk assassin. When they know it's slapping, then here come the yapping. All of this snitching and all of this bitching, just a fishing expedition, dumb admission.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Whoa! Hold up! Country album what? Country album what? She said it in the beginning of. First of all, she said it twice. So are you listening? She said it's not a country album; it's a Beyonce album. Number one. Number two. She opens. I'm assuming that's Linda Martell at the beginning. Talking about genres are a funny little concept, aren't they? Hey, you're still. I'm reclaiming this country genre, but you're still not gonna box me the fuck in because I'm Beyonce. At the snap of my fingers, I'm Thanos. Damn it, and then comes a rap verse, basically.
Country, petty, all the same to me, plain Jane spaghetti. No sauce, too soft. They salty, they shooting like curry. One hand on my holster, then pass it to Hova.
A lot of this, she's just talking her shit, really. I like the plain Jane spaghetti line, which brings the spaghetti into the song, but I still feel like there's theme. It still makes me think, because spaghetti has, by its word, has the most direct tie-in with kind of the concept of this being a country album, and yet at the same time this is the most non-country song on the album. That feels intentional, and it just feels like Beyonce saying, like, I still am gonna do whatever I want, and y'all are gonna be here for it.
We gon' ride for every member that we lose. Someone here brought fire, ain't no telling who. Know the lawman watching me every time I move. Bounty on my head, can't go away, stay on my shoes.
Man, so she turned it into this whole talking her shit thing, opening it up, talking about you're not gonna box her in genre wise. Some people are tied into genres and that limits them. They're kind of stuck trying to, and that's a true thing, man. Certain the most successful artists, if you think about all of them, think about every one of the most successful artists from the last, particularly recently, the last 5 years, all of them aren't you could just call them pop stars pretty much, because they make popular music, and that's why they're the most successful artists. You can't really say they're just making whatever. It's all very the genres they're making are so broad, they're tackling all these different genres, and it's the artists that are more so tied up in their genre but not really able to break away from that sound because they feel very boxed into that sound in their music making process that aren't really making it to the levels of those other artists. And that works fine for those artists. You're just not going to ever be a Beyonce. That's fine. So the opening to that is really cool, and then to have it be so non-country. But then you start to play on some of the spaghetti, because the spaghetti westerns, again, you're talking about rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting type films, right? She kind of gets into that here. She says, I ain't in no gang, but I got shooters and I bang, 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 bang. And then talking about outlaws with me. They gonna shoot, keep the code, break the rules, but we don't snitch. And we gonna ride for every member that we lose, which I feel speaks to a much bigger, a much bigger thing in the community, talking about we don't snitch. The lawman watching me every time I move, which is certainly true for people of color when it comes to the police. That's a fact, but we ain't gonna snitch. I like that. She reaffirmed that too. Someone here brought the fire. Ain't no telling who. Play it cool. No matter what the charges is, we ain't gonna tell the truth. What a dope moment that I did not expect, especially on the track called Spaghettii. All right, Alliigator Tears, track 13. Let's do it. Alligator tears are when people, it's exaggerated crying. It's why are you crying? You're the one doing the damage here, right? Alligator tears, someone is pretending to be sad or sympathetic when in fact they are not at all. Okay. Let's go back to the song.
You said change religions, now I spend Sundays with you. Something about those tears of yours. How does it feel to be adored?
Tears are working on her, and she starts off the song too with the high tides in the city. I'm in too deep. That really opens up the imagery of just how deep in these tears she is from this other person. They're working their way, and I love the specificity and all the lyrics that really paint the picture of just how much she's fallen for these, you know, alligator tears.
All I need is rain. All the rules get weak. Sweet things need time to grow. Think about living, hell no.
This feels like that whole like, what's your toxic trait thing. You ask someone like, what's your toxic trait, and you admit to what your toxic trait is. It feels like Beyonce's admitting to her toxic trait, and that's embracing the alligator tears of someone, like not only seeing it and knowing that that's what's happening, but like adoring it, like genuinely. She says, I adore it, like, but then she says, how does it feel to be adored? Which is an interesting question to ask after you're saying you adore it, to ask them that. And then the whole song, like, you say stop the like, I'll do everything once those alligator tears are flowing from you. And she makes that very clear in the song. But the definition of alligator tears also very clearly is someone who's pretending to be sad when in fact they are not. It doesn't feel like a song that would be made for like her husband, right? Because that's not healthy. So is it about her kids? Kids are famous for the alligator tears, right? The tears will start working their way out, and they don't even know what they're fucking crying about. They just want to get their way. So maybe that's what she's talking about in the song. I'm not sure. Interesting. Smoke Hour 2, Willie Nelson again. I assume we're going to intro just for fun on this the way we did with Texas Hold'em.
Sometimes you don't know what you like until someone you trust turns you on to some real good shit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'm here. Up next on the Smoke Hour is Just for Fun.
All right.
By Beyoncé.
Let it play.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Willie. Put me onto that good shit. This is featuring Willie Jones, who I don't know again.
I'm going all out just for fun. I am the man, I know it. And everywhere I go, they know my name. So I laugh and I lie and the coyotes cry and time moves quickly and so do I. Born in the darkness, who brings the light and I just...
Well, I like that.
I need to get through this.
It sounds like a horse galloping. I really like the horse galloping along with the harmonies.
Going down south just for fun. I am the man, I know it. And everywhere I go, I hide my face.
The cowboys and Clovis in the rodeo circus. I came here for a reason, but I don't know the purpose. It's under the surface. Here's to hoping I'll fall fast asleep tonight.
Okay, I like this.
Need to get through this.
It's Willie Jones.
I pray to her.
Man, that's such an interesting song, and I really like that song. I love how full the song feels as it goes. Feels like a very important song again on this album, particularly Cowboy Carter, and the reason Cowboy Carter was made, the reason we've gotten to the point in this year, the year of our Lord in 2024, where we've been blessed here with Cowboy Carter, because I looked at Willie Jones as the song was ending, and I was like, is this a man of color? Because I feel like it's going to be based on what we're talking about here, and it is. Willie Jones, shout out to you. You sound great on the track, and it makes it make that much more sense, because the way I kind of interpret the song is they both say it. They both say they're going to the South just for fun. Well, she says, I'm going all out just for fun. I am the man, I know it. Everywhere I go, they know my name. I laugh, I lie, coyotes cry. I could read all the lyrics here again because I enjoyed it so much. But when Willie says, I'm going down south just for fun, everywhere I go, I hide my face. From the cowboys and the clovers and the rodeo circus. I came here for a reason, but I don't know the purpose. It's all under the surface. I feel like Beyonce and Willie have the same issue, where they're going down south, which is this album, which is this genre. They're going down south, and they're not accepted. And that's why you're talking about hiding your face from people that are part of the genre, the cowboys. I'm not sure what a clover is, but I'm going to assume that that's in this world of country music. The rodeo circus, right? Like all these things. And that's why the importance of the reclamation of the genre at a more national scale, because there are certainly black country artists that have been killing it and are killing it for sure. But it's important for someone at Beyonce's level to come here and talk about these things and talk about their personal experience with everything too, because again, just because other people are continuing to make music in the genre doesn't take away from Beyonce's particular experiences. And I just feel like she's talking a lot about that here, not knowing your purpose, but just trying to come down here and have some fun and, you know, again, realign yourself with your own roots. And it being all under the surface, but that time healing everything. I pray to her. I have no idea what we're talking about there. I don't know if that's like a God is a woman thing. A lot of the rest of the song it feels very powerful. If that's what she's getting at with it, and it's just perfect. It's perfect for this album, perfectly placed, and very much belongs. Most Wanted. Oh, the Miley Cyrus collab is next. I'm surprised she put the Miley Cyrus collab back to back with the Post Malone collab, just because those are the two biggest pop stars on the album. Maybe that's intentional. I don't know. We're gonna play the song and find out now. I'm excited, man. Miley in the country bag. That's how Miley started, right? I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like her dad is a big country star. I forgot his name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, let's do it.
No jump in the gun, but we're both still young.
Oh, starting out with Miley.
One day we won't be. Aim out and know it didn't give no warning.
Pedal so heavy like the two most wanted, and I don't know what you're doing tonight, but I'll be your shotgun rider till the day I die.
Okay.
I'll be a backseat baby, driving you crazy anytime you like. Whoa, I'll be your shotgun rider till the day I die.
Oh, that was nice. Hey, man, if you've been around my channel longer, you know how I feel about Miley. Miley's got one of the best voices alive, especially the development, like where Miley's voice has gotten to. It's just, man, just Plastic Hearts supremacy forever and ever and ever. And just Miley Cyrus singing live supremacy forever and ever and ever. Two voices that are so different but so powerful.
Aim out and know it didn't give no warning. Pedal so heavy like the two most wanted, and I don't know what you're doing tonight. I know we're jumping the gun and we're both still young, but one day we won't be.
I'll go wherever you take me. Seems kind of crazy.
Till the day I die. Till the day I die.
That's an interesting song. It's I mean, what it's about is pretty, like, there's not much to analyze what it's about. It's just like these two inseparable people. It's called Two Most Wanted. So, like, the whole idea of, like, these two people that are most wanted, just on the run forever, just, you know, inseparable, essentially. You can, usually on a collab, you don't expect to have the featured artist singing the whole song, which was, like, I didn't expect that. Miley was singing the whole song. They sang together the whole song. Actually, it might have been more Miley on that song than Beyonce. It's just a treat. It's just a treat to have them both vocally, like, singing at you know, showing off the vocal chops that they're both capable of on one song. It's not something I would have ever expected. They're two of my favorite vocalists, so that's certainly something that I'm gonna appreciate from that. I don't really, like, have a whole lot to like say about the song, though, whatever that means. All right, Levi's Jeans is the next track 17. This is the Post Malone collab, and Post is working on a country album, I hear in the grapevine somewhere, so I guess this makes a lot of sense too.
Boy, I let you be my Levi jeans, so you can hug that ass all day long. Come here, you sexy little thing. Gonna be super shot. I'm looking super hot. Mocha chocolate, caramel, oh, I act a fool. Every hour on the hour is waiting for you. Pretty little thing.
Smooth, man.
Snap a picture, bring it on. Oh, girl, I wish I was your Levi's jeans. The rodeo in your room, that shoe breaks loose with perfect timing. Love it when you tease me in them jeans. Girl, you don't need designer.
Yeah.
Baby, let me rattle that snake with my venom. Denim on denim on denim on denim. Give you high fashion in a simple white tee. Give you these blues in my jeans. I got saddle, his leather seats.
Thigh gap saddle. That's awesome. Thigh gap saddle. So yeah, those of you that have been here with me long enough know I'm always going to keep it real with you guys, and always as respectfully as I can, of course. I'll just be honest, the two like major collabs, we can call them, with the biggest pop stars anyone in the project, the Miley collab and the Post collab, Most Wanted and Levi's Jeans, probably the two tracks that have just hit me the least, resonated with me the least, like least faves, I would say, on the project. I don't necessarily think that they're bad. Again, like, I appreciate having vocals from Beyonce and Miley, and if I had to pick one out of the two, it'd be Levi's Jeans. I could see that one growing on me a little bit more. And compare, like, the rest of the project is so excellent, is really what I'm saying, that these two just seem to be, I don't know, they seem to stand out in a way and not in like the good way. All right, we're gonna move on to Flamenco, track 18. Go for more of the vibes I've been getting before we got to those two tracks.
The ones have been telling me that they won't be around. They won't be around. I hope that God knows that I'm in need of help right now.
Oh man, yeah. Give me that.
Right about now. Inhale and exhale my breath until the deed is done.
Yeah,
right about now.
It's impossible not to like something like this.
I can take what you love, so hold me closer. God, until he's gone.
The song's called Flamenco. That was really nice. Just a minute and 40 seconds of her singing and sounding. It's impossible to not like the minute and 40 seconds of this. She sounds beautiful. She sounds amazing. Really interesting lyrics, talking about feeling the need to settle down, settle right on down. So right now, settle down right now. Day ones have been telling me that they won't be around. That's not ideal, to have your day ones telling you that they're not going to be around. Is it because you're moving too much? Is she working too hard? Is that what it is? Because Beyonce's one of the hardest working. Oh, I mean, my God, the fact that these three acts even exist, and the tour and the film, right? And not just the film, the work she put into that film, still the best. The Renaissance film is the best musical documentary I've ever seen in my life. When you incorporate documentary and concert, she did a fine line of the both of them and just crushed it. The best thing I've ever seen. So the work that she puts into that, like how involved she is in all the details of that, and the work she puts in, like after she has a child, to physically prepare herself to perform live, and she's just nonstop. She's like the hardest working person in the business. She's up there, certainly. And makes me think about, is that what she's talking about? Because she's saying, like, her mind is telling her, settle down. Like, right now, it's time to settle down. I hope that you know that once I loved you, I wish that I'd known you'd let me wonder. I hope that God knows that I'm in need of help right about now. My soul is reminding me that we're forever young. So that certainly speaks to like something eternal. You want to keep on going, but you're being reminded in a good way that, you know, you have forever in a sense. You like this youth. It's more of the feeling more than anything, like more than the actuality of something. The feeling is something that you'll always have. Realize that you don't know what you got until it's gone right about now. Wow. And that could speak to, again, her work ethic, realize you don't know what you got until it's gone. She could just be speaking to just her as an artist and having like such an appreciation for where, like, the point she's gotten to and what she's doing. I don't know. That's my interpretation. I could be so way off. It could be like about her family and not about her work whatsoever. Because she does say, like, I hope you know that once I loved you, wish I'd known you'd let me wonder. I don't know. I love the way it sounds. I love it the way she sings on it, and it makes me think a lot. So appreciate all that about it. All right, I feel like I'm back into the album. The Linda Martell Show. There's an intro. Well, it feels like one because it's only 28 seconds. We're going to listen to it. I don't know who Linda Martell is. So reading that really quick, it sounds like the Willie Nelson effect, where Linda's going to introduce us to Ya Ya. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this particular tune stretches across a range of genres, and that's what makes it a unique listening experience. Yes, indeed. It's called Ya Ya.
Linda Martell. Let's put some respect on Linda Martell. Born 1941, American singer, became the first commercially successful black female artist in country music and the first to play the Grand Ole Opry. Is one of the first African-American country performers. Martell helped influence the careers of future Nashville artists of color. Okay, amazing. Yeah, the Beyonce having Linda Martell on this project is everything. Probably I'm not sure, I mean, based on what I just read, there's not going to be a more important feature on this project than Linda Martell. I don't even think that's up for debate. So now you have Linda Martell introducing these next batch of songs. I am sacked. All right, let's do it. We're going to change genres up again according to Linda. Beyonce's been doing that the whole project and speaking on it. Ya Ya, I'm ready for it.
We want to welcome you to the Beyoncé Cowboy Carter Act 2 and a rodeo chilling circuit. We're going to make it do what it do, ya ya.
You know what she just did? She just gave away the tour is coming. She just gave it away. Because Ya Ya is for sure part of the set list now. It might be the opener. And she might be letting y'all know, hey, welcome to the Beyonce Cowboy Carter Act 2. Thank you for joining the rodeo over here. Beyonce's rodeo. Let's do it.
B-E-Y-I-N-C-E.
What does that mean? B-E-Y-I. There's like a theme. I noticed Spaghettii was spelled with 2 I's. Blackbird was spelled with 2 I's. American is spelled with 2 I's. That's got to mean something, right? We can't not look that up. Hold up. Beyonce intentionally misspelled her name to refer to a clinical error that happened with her mother's birth certificate and other members in her family. I was like, why is my brother's name spelled Beyonce? It's all these different spellings. Her reply to me was, that's what they put on your birth certificate. I said, well, didn't you argue and make them correct it? And she said, I did one time, the first time, and I was told, be happy that you're getting a birth certificate. Because at one time, black people didn't get birth certificates. Well, shit.
Family living, dying in America. Good old USA. She a whole lot of red and then white and blue. History can't be erased.
A whole lot of red in that white and blue. Hey, man, and that speaks to I'm glad I looked up the last name thing, because talking about the racism accompanied with the black people not like being lucky just to get a birth certificate. I mean, she's kind of addressing she's addressing that at a larger scale when you talk about a whole lot of red in that white and blue. A whole lot of red in that white and blue. We're not just talking like political leanings. We're talking blood here.
Are you looking for a new America? Are you tired working time and a half for half the pay?
Yes.
I just pray that we don't crash. Keep my Bible on the dash. We gotta keep the faith.
Okay.
Nowadays. I just pray that he don't crash. Keep this pistol on the dash. You gotta keep the faith. She's picking up good vibrations. He's looking for sweet sensations. You up all night and now you don't wanna leave. I can soothe your pain, yeah. I'm long gone, you'll call
my name, yeah.
World of wind got you insane. It's giving me the faith. Got you insane. It's giving me the faith. Got these slugs in my mouth and I don't take them out. Baby, if you ain't got no grits, get the fuck about the south.
Where's she singing from?
I just wanna wanna shake my ass. Ooh. I just wanna shake my ass. Ooh. Vibrate.
Oh, straight transition. Oh yeah. Okay. Why is this not a full song? That was a sick transition. That was a sick transition. A sick transition. Okay, all right. Man, see, this is the album. Yaya might be the most enjoyable song on the whole project, which is saying a lot because she's also saying a lot. First of all, you start off with the Linda Martell introduction, which is incredibly important because of who Linda Martell is, the most important feature on this project. Introducing a song like Yaya, where Beyonce, not only does she address her own lineage, the importance of her lineage, which is a common theme for Beyonce across many albums, but especially on this album, she starts talking about real important shit, like I said in the beginning, a whole lot of red and that white and blue of this good old USA. Again, reference the album cover, that American flag, not in full display. She's not proud to represent America, right? But she is proud to talk about the problems with America, past and present. And that's consistent with Beyonce. And then, like, just real shit, man. You tired of working time and a half for half the pay? Just pray we don't crash. I'm going to keep my Bible on the dash. We got to keep the faith. We got to keep the faith. We got to keep the faith. That's a theme with Beyonce. And I feel like that's the perfect transition into the rest of the song because she talks about really important shit. To open up the song, the rest of the song up until the end is just having a good old time. She wants you to, like, understand there's a lot of problems and issues, but I need you to have a good old time while you're here on this earth. And that's all in, like, all of these lyrics. Maybe to break it down, like, we shaking, we swimming, we jerking, we twerking. You want to touch it, don't you? She gets into some more, sexual type lyrics with her partner who's having a good time with her. And hey, we're just having a good old time. Let loose. She says it herself. But then we get to the end of the track, right? And we're talking about we got to keep the faith again. Vote. Think about the bloodshed of everyone that died so that black people would have the right to vote. And that's got to be what she's referencing in the song, right? She literally says it. This is a song about voting and the barriers and everyone that's died so that black people have the right to vote. It's not a coincidence that she says a whole lot of red and that white and blue, right? That red is talking about her ancestors that earned her that right to vote, and that's why she ends the song talking about voting. Man, that's all kind of hitting me right now. I didn't quite fully realize the connection there in the beginning of the song and the end of the song. Just, yeah, man, just like reminding you, hey, like these people died so that you have the right to vote, and it's more important than ever for so many reasons, right? So many reasons. You're talking about gun reform. You're talking about women's reproductive rights. You're talking about the legalization of marijuana and therefore the decriminalization, climate change, or democracy. You're talking about their very right to vote, which makes this conversation even that much more important because there is an ongoing current suppression of voters' rights. Politicians are targeting African American communities and making it more difficult to vote. They are targeting lower income communities, making it difficult to vote. They are restricting your right to vote. As a felon, there is all sorts of restrictions happening on voting to create an America that used to exist. An America we don't want to go back to, which is, again, a lot of what Beyonce's talking about here. And it's why not only do we have to vote, but we have to continue to apply pressure to these politicians next that we vote for, that we put into office, and continue to protest once we do vote, continue to just hold people accountable. It's an ongoing forever fight, but we owe it to the people that came before us. Yaya, man, I didn't foresee Yaya being the most important song on the album, but holy shit. All right. Oh, Louisiana. How do I move on from that, man? That That's insane. That's an insane track. Wow. And the whole middle of the track is just juicy goodness and having a good old time. How the fuck did she make that track? Wow. Oh, Louisiana, track 21. Wow, we're in the 20s. I didn't even realize that we're flying. The 27 tracks, I know there's still, the next two are really short, and then there's 5 more after that. This doesn't feel long. It doesn't, which is crazy for 27 tracks. She pulled it off. So far, the last 5 could stink, but that's not gonna, let's be real, it's not gonna happen. Oh, we listened to Oh, Louisiana. We're on Desert Eagle. I forgot that I let that transition glide through.
Cash out to see the rodeo.
Okay.
Put on a show and make it nasty. Desert Eagle in the backseat. Everything bigger in Texas. Big body busted open, feed you breakfast. Toast it over, it get creamy in the middle, yeah. One bite in the box is yours. Sugar high, you gon' want some more.
Yeah, that's some sexy, some sexual ass shit. Okay, Beyonce, you get it. Get it. Riiverdance.
Dance. Bounce on that shit, dance. Dance.
What is?
Bounce on that shit, dance. Dance. Bounce on that shit.
What's happening right now?
Bounce on that shit, no hands. Bounce on that shit, dance. Dance. Bounce on that shit, dance. Dance.
First of all, this is what Linda Martell was saying. We're about to get into a section of the album where we expand past genres. Forget about that genre shit. And Beyonce said herself, it's not a country album, it's a Beyonce album. Okay, back to the music.
Through the river with you dance. Think my thunderstorm and second chances. Bounce on that shit, dance, dance. Bounce on that shit, dance, dance. Bounce on that shit,
bounce on that shit, dance. Bounce on that shit, dance. Yeah.
Bounce on that shit, dance. Bounce on the shit, no. Wrap me around your little finger, wrap me around your wedding ring. Bounce on the shit, dance. Bounce on the shit, dance.
This is crazy. The incorporation of genres on this song is insane.
Bounce on the shit, dance. 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 Bounce on the shit, no.
This is awesome. Bounce on the shit, dance.
Bounce on the shit, dance. Bounce on the shit, dance. Bounce on the shit, no hands.
Dare I say, Beyonce has me wanting to bounce on that shit. Dance with no hands. Dare I say, she's got me. Okay, let's keep going. That was amazing. Top tier song on this album. I've said this before. I said this a lot in my 4 reaction. I've said this even before that. Beyonce has this way that's like unlike any other artist I've ever heard, ever, where if I just listen to the instrumental and then I hear what she does with the song, I would have never in 1,000 years of existence found a way to make that song make sense. She's done that several times in this project. Riiverdance is the perfect example. She does it all throughout her discography. She's just like, she's so beyond what like even a great artist would be able to figure out and make a song out of. Like, you take the bones of a song and give it to Beyonce, and she's gonna turn that shit into something you would have never been able to do in your entire life. And that's a large part of what separates her from other artists for me. All right, two hands to heaven. So like, hands up.
2 hands to heaven, my whiskey up high. Oh, God only knows why. Though. Don't judge me, baby. You would never judge me, baby. Bottle in my hand, my whiskey up high. 2 hands to heaven, coyotes run wild.
I like where this is going.
Lovely daggers pierce my heart many moons ago. Toxic roses chased by wolves and carnivores. Lost virgins with broken wings that will regrow. I'm a stallion running, no candle in the wind. Rhinestones and diamonds both shine in the light. 2 hands to heaven,
Wow,
coyotes run wild.
There's so many visuals in this song. Like, if you really are fixated on the lyrics and visualize everything she says as she sings it, there's a lot to take in. A music video attached to this song would be stunning.
God only knows why, though. God only knows why.
There were no visuals for Renaissance, weren't there? Wasn't that like a whole thing? She's the visual goddess, and there were no visuals for Renaissance. Aside, there was the movie, obviously, and the tour in itself was an entire visual presentation, but there were no actual visuals, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I listen to a song like this, and I'd like need visuals for it.
Toxic roses, chased by wolves and carnivores, lost virgins with broken wings that will regrow.
That Toxic Roses line makes me think of the reference earlier to being a rose but having thorns, you know, and embracing your flaws, but like in this part here, like referencing yourself as a rose but calling yourself toxic, but talking about the fact that you were being chased by wolves and carnivores. The song in general, especially the lost versions with broken wings that will regrow, sounds like maybe she's talking about the things that like pulled her away from God but then pulled her back into God at the same time. I'm just fucking talking. I have no idea.
Love run through me like lava. Throw my fit over these hips. You grip like grind. Then taste this wine. I'ma taste what's mine. I'ma take what's mine. Like water. Wherever you wanna go, that's fine with me. Your goals, your glow, your inner being, and I'll take a meaning. So let's lose us in these sheets, yeah. And when I get up to walk, I wanna feel weak, yeah. I ain't going far.
It turns into a beautiful love song by the end of it. You know, a song where, you know, it feels like almost conversational with God almost. But then by the end of it, it just turns into a beautiful love song. Maybe that's like their journey together with loving one another, and then their journey together with God, and how that maybe even brought them closer together. I'm not sure. I would love like another interpretation of this song, or to even hear Beyoncé talk about it particularly, because I feel like there's a lot going on in this song that I'm not even understanding. And I feel like the more I learn about this song, the more I'm going to end up loving it. Okay, Tyrant and Dolly Parton's on this track. We weren't done with Dolly. Bring Dolly back, because we got to get Dolly vocals on this album. Let's do it. It's crazy. They got Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, Linda Martell. That's Willie Jones. Some cool collabs on here. Linda Martell was on Spaghettii, and I didn't even connect that it was the same Linda Martell, of course, from later on in the album. I guess because we went through so much after Spaghettii. All right, Tyrant, track 25.
Boy Carter, time to strike a match and light up this juke joint.
One by one.
Wait, can we just hear Dolly Parton say Cowboy Carter one more time?
Cowboy Carter, Cowboy Carter, Cowboy Carter, Cowboy Carter, Cowboy Carter, Cowboy Carter, Cowboy Carter.
Come on, DJ Beveraggi.
Time to strike a match and light up this juke joint.
You owe me a debt, you stole him from me. I hated you once, I envy you now. Just tell me how, tell me how.
Oh, yo. What is this? They still got the...
Your man with a hangman coming down. She's a tyrant. Every time I ride it, every time I ride it, make it look so good. Try to justify it. Shoot up the bar, tell a lie we don't remember none after that.
That
Oh, city after me. That's so sexy and I know it, and I ain't afraid to show it. Baby, I'm goated, baby, I'm going. Hey, on the run.
so much. This feels like it could be a single. This could easily be a single. It's reminding me of other Beyonce music outside of this Cowboy Carter, outside of the album as a whole, which has not happened often. But that one, like violin or cello, whatever that string instrument is keeping it like by like a string into the genre of country.
I am such a tyrant. Did you get used to the haunting? The wailing, the missing, the wanting. Try to send me across the divide. Take it with a whip, want what you wanna want. Okay, tyrant. Every time I ride it, every time I ride it, make it look so good. Cowboys justify it. Boy, you know they're looking for me. How we gonna hide it? Yep.
That's I don't want to say the catchiest song on the album, but it's up there. It's up there. When it hits
Cowboy Carter.
Don't make me replay that again. When it hits that when it gets into the bag of
okay. Every time I ride it, every time I ride it, make it look so good. Cowboys justify
whole run, like that minute-long run, is just insane levels of just catchiness and just like a really dope track. Yeah, I don't know who the Hangman is, so it's gotta be some kind of Western reference of some sort, right? I'm sure Dolly Parton, maybe it's got something to do with Dolly Parton. Maybe it could be like a Dolly Parton reference of some sort. I don't know. The song really, like, as far as understanding the song, really relies on understanding the Hangman part of things. But I mean, aside from that, it's just a really dope, catchy track. And I don't think there's a lot to be taken away from here, but I could be wrong. Correct me. I just love the track as far as like it's catchy as fuck, and that Dolly Parton intro. All right, Sweet Honey Buckin, Sweet Honey Buckin, track 26.
Time is all our secrets, so tell me how you been.
Luke Casey the books, you can hear when I step. All the Chevy and painted it.
Oh, it's Shabuzi again. Wasn't Shabuzi's on Spaghettii? Okay, I don't know who that is.
Country boy to the day that I'm dead. You want smoke, I'm the Marlboro man. Cut it out before it get out of hand. In the bag, only thing getting last year. And I'm still going up like a ladder. And I'm still in the field like cattle.
You know what's so dope about that? About the intro to this song? It's like, it just proves like the shattering of the genres and the expectation of genres. Because you have like a more, it's kind of, he's pretty much rapping, I would say, lyrics that are just country. It's a country lyrics. It's a country boy, clearly. I don't know Shabuzi or where he's from, but that's got to be a country boy. Seems like Shabuzi's talking from his own reference points and from his own experiences, and these are all straight country references. And country boy till the day that I'm dead said it himself. Yee-hoo instead of yeehaw. A little deviation there. I'm the Marlboro man. We could take the back road, like hop on my saddle, like snake on my feet, they rattle. Just like really, I feel like really perfect example of shattering an expectation of like what country can be and why country isn't just for white people.
From a long way from the rough rides, from the railroad to the rodeo, sweet country home.
I'll tell you what, this could have been the closer. I know there's one more song called Amen. This could have been the closer. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. We've come a long way from the rough ride, from the railroads to the rodeo, sweet country home. Like, I'm home now. Cowboy Carter, I'm motherfucking home. This could have closed the album. This would have been the really good closer. I'm curious to hear what the next song sounds like now.
Honey, tastes like honey, tastes like honey.
I like. I was just gonna say I like how subtle that is. Like I like how subtle Shabuzi slid in there with Beyonce.
Wow, Buckin, a good night. Flow money is full.
Yeah.
Look at that horse, look at that horse, look at that horse. Pretty as hell, all natural, done it on farce. Fuck it, do it again. AOTY, I ain't win. I ain't stunned by them. Say that shit on the chin, come back and fuck up the pen. Say the things that I know will offend.
Yeah.
Or that shit that I know start a trend. Take the Bugatti off with a spin. Ain't no top filler win on my skin.
That's how you handle a lot, man. That's how you take an L. That's how you take an L. And it ain't even an L. It's just the most accomplished artist arguably ever, right? So like it's, you can call it an L if you want, that she lost what's turned into a meaningless award now because of, I've talked at length about the Grammys and all the bullshit, like, but we all know all the bullshit, right? It is what it is. If you're gonna take it anyway, that's how you do it. I ain't win the album of the year. I ain't starting about them. Take that shit on the chin, come back and fuck up the pen. And that's what she did. That's what she did. That's what she's done though. Like she didn't just do it out here historically. She's lost album of the year several times, and every time that she has lost, she's come back, taken it on the chin, and fucked up the pen. Each and every time. So it's not just like this instance in Cowboy Carter. It's consistently happened over the course of her career. Consistent legend.
Ooh, snakes on the jam. They hiss and don't listen to them. They bite every once and again, but it gets stomped down when we Buckin. Whoa, Buckin.
I like the imagery of the snakes, and you can like say snakes in the industry. You could even relate that to the Grammys and award shows and stuff. And she's in her cowboy era, and even on Renaissance, she's on a horse. She's riding her horse over those snakes. She's riding those horses over those snakes. That's all we worried about. We ain't worried about them. We're gonna trample them as we're bucking.
It's in my DNA. Look at my mama's assertive things that I know will offend. Wear that shit that I know start a trend. Say that Bugatti out for the spin. Ain't no top filler win on my skin.
Hey, earlier she talked about how she didn't have much in common with her dad, or so people say. But if you make her snap, if you get on her bad side, then you'll see just how much she is like her dad. And now she brings her mom into the picture. Like, hey, I got shit in common with my mom too. Don't get twisted. Even though I think the whole point of like the not being in common with your dad is that you have more in common with your mom. But yeah, she makes sure she brings them both in, and she's brought family in all throughout this album. That's been very consistent. That's not the first time I've heard that ding. That's happened at the end of another track. There's something with the end of these tracks that so y'all gotta put me on in the comments if you do know. Maybe I'm just tripping and making stuff up. I don't know. The transitions have been sick. I've tried to let the transition go into the next song, at least for the first couple seconds, and then kind of recap on how I felt about the song and what stood out. But like, man, this album is gonna be a joy to re-listen to and to just let play through. Let's see how she closes it out. Amen. Again, ever since Linda Martell told us the genre was about to switch up, we've gone to like a country hip-hop section of the album, and I'm curious to hear if Amen keeps that going, or if it's going to be more of a different way to close the album. We'll see, because I feel like Sweet Honey Buckin would have been a good closer, but I trust Beyonce.
I see you, heard and see you, please have mercy on me. This house was built with blood and bone, and it crumbled. Yes, it crumbled. The statues they made were beautiful, but they were lies of stone. They were lies of stone.
Oh my God, this woman is a fucking history teacher. I feel like we're closing. I'm looking ahead at the end of the lyrics at the end. Yeah, we're closing with the way we started. We're going back to touching on America, the problems with America, built on blood and bones. Crumbled, yes, it crumbled. The statues they made were beautiful, but they were lies of stone. They had to come crashing down. I mean, there was a series of Confederate monuments that were torn down, particularly during the Black Lives Matter protests after George Floyd, and she's got to be referencing those, right? I mean, they were lies of stone, and the house built with blood and bones, and it crumbled. And going back to the opening track, and going back to the album cover, and going back to Beyonce making the most important music of any artist alive. What? Okay, I said the last track would have been the perfect closer. I was wrong. I was a fucking idiot, because this is a way better closer.
We're the ones that purify our fallen sins. American Requiem. Them old ideas, yeah. I'm buried here, yeah.
Yo, holy shit. Wow. Yeah, there's that noise again that I've heard in the album. What's up, Ariana? Sorry, Ariana. This is about Beyonce right now. There's that noise again. That noise again I've heard from a few times, I feel like, now on this album. Y'all let me know about that. American Requiem, the opening track, and Amen being the closing track, is all time. Take every album ever made in the history of albums and music, and take the opening track and the closing track, and this is up there with all of them. All of them. I mean, the importance, and not just the importance, they're great songs, and they're powerful, and the message, obviously, and the harmonies in which she sings with them, and just like the significance of these tracks is just, you can't say it enough. You can't say it enough. Nothing I say now, no way of stating how I feel about these tracks enthusiastically is going to do them any justice. They're just that great and important. Again, take a shot for every time I said important in this album reaction. That continues to just be who she is after this. She's made an album that's going to be one of the most important albums ever made. And that's after Renaissance, which is already one of the most important albums ever made. It's easy to have... I finished this album feeling like it's easy to have an expectation for somebody that's so great. Like, Beyonce's in such a lane of her own as far as greatness goes, and it makes me think of like the people that I've looked up to in my life, and idols of mine and heroes of mine who are great, like all-time greats at what they do. And the only expectation you ever have for them is to be great and to continue to do all-time type shit. But yet when they produce and you see the results of what they do, you continue to be blown away somehow, even though they're already all-time greats and you already expected all-time great results type shit. This is all-time great stuff, and I'm blown away even though the bar was already set through the roof. And it doesn't make any sense somehow, but she pulled it off. She really pulled it off. The type of expectations coming with an album like this were astronomical, and there just wasn't going to be any other end result than something this great. It's funny because I'm sitting here thinking about this in comparison with Renaissance, and I don't want to sit here and compare them because this just came out, and why compare two great things, especially like so quickly after just listening to Cowboy Carter. I'll save those thoughts for another time. This is a very special album. I'll leave it at that. Like I said, I'm blown away. I have so many more thoughts and feelings. I'm going to listen to this album a couple more times on my own, put together some of those thoughts and feelings internally and express them externally, whether that's on another Beyonce video. Again, we're gonna be listening to the rest of her discography. That's happening. Alright, the next up is the Beyonce self-titled album. We're doing that. We're doing Dreamgirls. The whole discography, and as well as the podcast that I have with Kyoshi Warrior. Shout out to the legend herself, Emperor of the Beehive for sure. We're going to be talking about this album at some point soon. Probably as I'm sitting here listening to this album in the next day or two. Certainly after I can listen to this album a couple more times and be able to express some more thorough thoughts on the podcast that we have together called Take Away My Mic, for anyone who wants to check that out and hear us have a longer discussion about the album. But in the meantime, I'm truly blown away. This is a legend. This album's incredibly important, and it's incredibly well done, and shout out to Beyonce forever. There's nobody like her. Nobody. Again, this is a very long video. If you're still here with me, listening to me right this second, thank you so much for rocking with me and sitting through this long ass video. You're the best. Love you lots. I will see you for whatever's next.